Salutations. Welcome to a command block tutorial. Well, I'm going to show you how to do a hit detection. Something that has been done a few times. There's a few videos out there, and I will show you how to do it like the other people. But then I also have my own approved version. The old version has many flaws that people don't even realize, and some that people do realize. And I'll show how my new system fixes those problems. So, first off, I have saturation, so I don't have hunger when I go on adventure. I also have these, I have the game mode changes here, and clear items, and then a heal, just in case. So first, we obviously have to have a weapon. So here's a sword giver. It's a replace item. We'll put an item in a specific slot with specific information. This here allows it so way you can't drop or move the item in your inventory, so it can't be duplicated. And then also I have it so it detects if you even have the item in your inventory, so it doesn't have to keep repeatedly doing it when you already have the item, because then that will just automatically replenish the durability, which these hit detection requires it to detect what your durability is at. So if we just had it replacing to slot 1 repeatedly, then it would just be interrupting the other command blocks. Making it so it detects if you have the weapon already or not is a simple solution for that. So I'm gonna turn on the command block, and I now have it. And as you can see, I can't even move it. I'm trying to, and you just can't. And I'm clicking Q. It says at the bottom of the screen, this item is locked and can't be dropped. So that's how you know it's working. Now I'm gonna show you how this works. So it's executing as all people that have the item of the wooden sword, and then it detects if it's at data 1. So if it's lost like 1 durability, and then it'll obviously, and then whatever after here doesn't matter that much. You can do whatever. You can have multiple command blocks to detect. And then here, this is replenishing the durability, and obviously I have the lock thing. So after the run, this is all replaced, so this is important. There is a problem with this, which I will show off. So let me first activate this. And some of you might already figured it out. So first I'm going to go on adventure, then I'm going to spawn a husk. This command block here is to make it so it also has slowness right after it spawns. So as you can hear, there was a sound. But if I attack too much or too fast, oh, you see, it's not replenishing, as you can see, or making a sound because it lost too much durability. So it's not at data 1, it's at a different data. So that is the problem I'm trying to show. I'm gonna clear the sword so it goes back to its base durability. Turn this off. Now I'm gonna show you the problem with the... Let me just first... So this is the same thing, except it says it's slot 1, because the first slot is technically called slot 0, so I'm having it in the second slot, well, technically slot 1. And then obviously I'll place it into slot 1. So now it's in my second slot. So now I'm going to show you. This is exactly the same, but the only difference is it's an axe. You'll see it for some reason doesn't work. No matter what you try, the axe will never work with how the old system works, at least. This is a problem that quite a few people have noticed. So I'll show that the new system, it fixes that problem. As you see, it's all like basically the same. But besides it being like an axe, but it doesn't work. So here's the new system. So obviously it's still detecting if the weapon is in your hand. Instead of having the data here, I put right after the at self, unless entity at self has the item data 0. So if it's not at data 0, it'll affect. So that means it could be at any durability and it'll still happen. So that solves that problem. Because as long as if it's not at data 0, then it can happen. It can be at any data. As long as if it's lost durability, it will happen. As you see, working perfectly. Maybe if you like saw for like a split second, maybe this like durability was like lower than like just one durability missing, and it still works perfectly fine. It's essentially the same thing, but again, it's replacing it with axe instead of it being the sword, and this actually works, which I will show in a moment. Let me just do that. You can technically have both of these activated since these are those two different weapons. I'm just turning it off because I feel like it. So if you see, this works perfectly fine. So this improved system allows for you to use other tools, because it didn't work for axes, pickaxes, shovels. I mean, I don't know why you would want to use a hit detection for other tools, but you can if you want. This system will also account for the mace. It'll also account for a bow, but I mean, if you just shoot an arrow, it always loses durability. You don't have to hit a target, so I mean, probably not that useful. Not gonna lie. But like, if you want to do something special with like, when you shoot an arrow, maybe you can give the arrow score after? I don't know. It's your choice. The sky's the limit. But as you saw, I'll show off the command blocks quickly again, so you can like get a full look at it. If you want to just like pause and copy this system. Obviously, even though the sword one is the same and you can just interchange them, I will show off this as well. And if you want to look at the other command blocks, I'll show that all too. So this is just summoning the husk, and I named it, and then that's the name. I think I have name tags off, so you probably didn't even realize it was named. So I'm gonna turn that back on. No, it should be here somewhere. In-game player names. I don't know why mobs and other entities count, because they're not players. I feel like that should be a separate thing. But you can see it's named dummy. And then afterwards, a tick later, I have a delayed. It affects name dummy, slowness, infinite, 255, true. The true makes it so it has no particles. Obviously, this is simple, just at names player, the game mode. That's pretty simple. This is just a simple clear with a specific item in mind. This is just a heal. And over here is just a basic saturation. It's always active, so that's why I didn't have a lever like the other stuff. So it's all pretty simple. Obviously, you can't lose durability in creative, so this is kind of a survival slash adventure hit detection. It's always good for PvP, so if you wanted to like, maybe, I don't know, summon an entity, or maybe like cause an explosion, you can do it with the first command block, or if you just want to make a simple sound, or you can like change a score. I have my own PvP world with many different complicated stuff. The safe space, I don't have it as a chain, I just have it, the base command block, as a tick delay of 1, and then well, not the base, the replenishing, I have that at a tick of 1 as a separate command block. Then all the other stuff that I want to happen are separate command blocks. Which means technically something can happen more than once pretty quickly if the stars align. So if it was like an entity being summoned and you hit it, it would probably summon more than one entity, because it's not just a simple chain. Or maybe sometimes it just doesn't happen at all. Maybe it would play pairs before it does anything, but I don't really feel like having it all chained, because that means I would have way more command blocks in my world, and that's wasting space and time. And my PvP world is on my Xbox, so I can't just because on computer you can just click the middle mouse button, you can copy the block, but if you do control middle mouse, it copies the data. It's exactly the same, but that doesn't exist on Xbox. You can copy blocks on Xbox, but not with specific data. It's called the saying is called pick block. I'm pretty sure it's not on by default. You would have to set it yourself. It would be like right here. I obviously don't have it set on here because I don't plan to use control on my computer. But if anyone's making a world on Xbox, you now know you can also do pick block to save some time. So if you wanted to quickly get a command block instead and not have to be like give that self command block every single time, because I know that'd probably be annoying every time you want to work on something and you decide to make or decide to make a command block. See, you don't want to have to type in this every time to get command block. You can just go to command block and then do the pick block. But if you're on a computer, you can do control and then click your pick block button and copy the data. But if my world's on Xbox, I don't have that luxury, so to save time, I don't have it with chain, sadly, even though it probably will be more polished. Having it with chain means and having it like conditional means it will happen right after the first thing happens. That way it's guaranteed to be polished and there's no glitches with it. But in my world I have it so it's its own separate command block, which means it can happen before it can like repair the weapons before anything special happens, which probably not ideal, but again saves space and also it saves a bunch of time, because otherwise I would have to do a clone command or just retype the command every time. Not ideal. If you're doing it on PC, it is best to do it with a chain. So do control and then whatever your pick block button is, and you save the data. Because I know there's probably people out there that don't know. So not only did I teach you this better hit detection, but you also have learned a new trick to be able to copy blocks and copy the data of said blocks separately. You can copy really any block. If I do control with this, it doesn't really have any data, so it'll just be picking up this again. There's many other insane stuff you can do. I'll show off my world soon. I was planning to do it probably today, but like the video wasn't like good enough in my opinion. It was just felt awkward, and honestly it's still early in development. I don't know if I wanted to show it off so soon, especially solo. I'll probably get someone else to assist showing that off. So if you want to see my PvP world, be sure to like and subscribe. I know I've been yapping a lot and this video's taking longer than it should. If you want more command block tutorials, you can also leave that in the comments. Farewell, comrades.